As a speaker, minister, leader, coach, consultant, and facilitator, Martha Creek is often described as having a spirit of innocence, playfulness, compassion, and generosity. The practices, exercises, and experience Martha offers invite participants to approach their inner work as an adventurer with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Are you ready now for an adventure in curiosity? Let's go, Martha.
Hello, Unity of White Rock. It's Martha Creek. I'm so delighted to be serving with you all today. I keep you very close in my heart and my prayers. I absolutely uplift you in all of your serious spiritual inner work. And I hope that an element of joy, and pray and know that an element of joy is also guiding us as we continue our commitment and devotion to our own spiritual unfolding, our own spiritual becoming. Enjoy the service today. If there's a way that I can support you in any way, get directly in touch with me, marthacreek.com.
And with that, I would like to preface the meditation this morning with a song by my friend Robert Anderson called 7 Wonders. Today at my school in world history, teacher popped a quiz. He said, this is easy, just name the 7 wonders of the world for me. So this is what we wrote: the pyramids of Egypt, the Taj Mahal, the Panama Canal, China's Great Wall, world famous landmarks, we counted them all. Yes, they got every vote. Then I noticed the shy girl who sits next to me hadn't turned in her list. It was plain to see. Teacher asked her what the trouble might be, and this is what she said: there are so many answers, I don't know what to say. Teacher said maybe we could help find a way. Just read us your list. The girl hesitated, and this is what she read: to touch, to see, to taste, and to feel, to laugh, and to hear, to love while we're here. Oh, these are such wonders, wonderful wonders, 7 wonders of the world. Well, you could have heard a pin drop in that room. Nobody spoke, nobody moved, till someone asked the girl to read it once more through. And so she spoke again: to touch, to see, to taste, and to feel, to laugh, and to hear, to love while we're here. Oh, these are such wonders, wonderful wonders, 7 wonders of the world. It's a gentle reminder from a gentle soul. We take for granted gifts worth more than gold, and the richest treasures in life's plan cannot be built from our own hands. to touch, to see, to taste, and to feel, to laugh, and to hear, to love. While we're here, oh, these are such wonders, wonderful wonders, 7 wonders of the world. Oh, these are such wonders, wonderful wonders, 7 wonders of the world. 7 wonders of the world.
So now I invite you to take a moment to become still. With a deep breath, we breathe in light. And as you exhale, allow tension to flow out. And with another deep breath, allow the love of God to fill your heart. And as you exhale, breathe out worry. We are grateful to have this moment where we can set aside all our worries, all our fears, and become present. And as you follow your breath, focus on your heart. Allow breath to take you deep within and become aware of a spaciousness that is present within your heart. The heart knows. And as you enter into this inner sanctuary, picture you're opening a door, and before you, you see a paradise garden with flowers so vibrant. Birds are chirping, the sun is shining. You see a little garden path before you. And as you stand here, you marvel at the beauty. You marvel at the nature and the expansiveness that is within. And as you move along this beautiful garden path, you smell the fragrant scent of roses, of lavender, of lilacs, and whatever else you want to imagine. And as you gently move along, you see a bench, beautiful in the shade, and you sit down. And here you can take a rest as you admire and as you marvel over the beauty all around you. Notice there is a presence, a loving presence, a light-filled being. And comes and sits beside you. And you know that that you understand that this is your higher mind, this is your higher self, your Christ self, present in this sanctuary of your heart, of your soul. And the joy that fills your heart as you realize that this is part of God, that this presence holds all understanding. You are in awe. You're filled with such radiant life and light and joy just for being in this holy presence. And you become like a child, filled with curiosity, filled with a sense of well-being. And whatever question you have, you may ask it now. As you become still, take a moment in the silence. I understand and trust that the wisdom of God is limitless. As I listen deeply with an open heart, I find the answers here in this sanctuary, within. Where God mind and our mind merges as one. We can understand and know that the greater wisdom, who holds all answers, can be readily accessed by us. We just need to take a moment of stillness, still our mind, so we become aware of the greater mind. And we feel the love and the light, the joy and the life. We breathe it in. We let it soothe our bodies and our soul. Radiant joy. Allow this feeling to flow through your whole body, this life-giving energy. See it flow into all your relationships. See it, fill it with love, any concern, any worry. Bring it to this sacred place and hand it over. Hand it over and understand that all is in divine order. We can let go here. We can be free here. We can be as little children, playful and curious. This gift is always available. Allow yourself to just sit for a moment longer in this radiant joy. As you feel it just filling your whole being. And if you wish, you might want to embrace this being of light within and give thanks. Say thank you for all the understanding I gain, for all the knowing, for all the love, for all the support. Thank you for being able to throw all my concern onto you. And we are light. And with that feeling of rejuvenation, with this feeling of joy, we now say goodbye. And we can come back anytime we wish. But for now, we'll leave this beautiful sanctuary and return. Have one more look through this beautiful garden, and then we leave. But we take away the curiosity, we take away an understanding, and we take away joy. And as we return, and slowly become present again in the here and now, and we wiggle our fingers and we move our toes. We take another calming, deep breath. And we allow a smile on our face. Thank you, God. And so it is. And we welcome you back to listen to Martha's beautiful message on curiosity. Enjoy.
Good morning, Unity friends. It's Martha Creek. You can reach me directly at marthacreek.com. Oh, so present yourself and be aware of the gift of that presence and of being breathed. And let's look today at the word curiosity. Curiosity. It's one of my favorite words, actually. And I remember as a kid when I would hear my elders and my ancestors now call people curious. They're such a curious type. You know, they're curious. They're curious. So as a kid, I had a negative connotation associated with this. Like, oh, don't be curious. Don't ever be called curious, because I associated it with weird, which is a synonym to a degree for it. And instead, it's like, as I've matured some, hopefully, and still maturing and equipping myself, and certainly you are equipping yourself, I'm very sure, that you begin to look at the power of living in curiosity. The power of living as curiosity. So defined literally as a desire to know. A desire to know. So then maybe think about it from the aspect of the thirst and hunger. The thirst and hunger to know God. Or the thirst and the hunger to know presence. The thirst and the hunger to know liberation, to know freedom, to know the peace that passes understanding, and the potential then for that curiosity and the real power of living in that curiosity. Also, over the years, I've been a student most of my life, and I'm suspecting that y'all have too. Seekers were called, and I'm sure your bookshelves are full of books of the Holy Grail and things you've read and learned from and really appreciate. So the desire to know something, the desire to know, I need to know, I should know, I better know. It's not good not to know. So think about the consequences of this also, the implications of this unquenchable thirst, this unquenchable hunger to know, the desire, the impulse, and the desire to learn something, to actually want to be informed, to use our intellect, to use our high mind, our adult aspect of ourselves that can formulate, postulate, theorize, strategize, and the creative, causative energy of the mind that can do that. Also think about what's the hell, so to speak, what's the consequences of this needing to know. I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. Or I must know. It's not good not to know. So how do you react when you're believing I need to know, I must know? Some stress, even panic or terror, this pressure. As I think about it and reflect today, like I feel this tight band around my head, like the pressure around my head. I need to know, I need to know, I must know, I should know, I want to know. So you may feel it in the throat chakra, in the heart, even in the gut, like this panic if I can't seem to figure it out, or I can't know, or somebody knows more than me. So there is consequences to it too. And there's also this causative energy, this ability, a spirit, if you will, curiosity, a spirit of inquiry, a spirit of how would that work? What would work there? What would sane, sensible action be like? So take a situation that you're in your life and get a sense of this panic and fear and terror, that stress, whatever you want to call it, the suffering we fall under naturally as human beings and that we're hardwired for. And begin to reflect then on what's another option for me. So even in this stressful situation that I'm in, even within this stressful relationship, in this stressful environment, or just in one interaction that's stressful, you know, the one, like if I said, call to mind the person that if you had a magic wand, you would just wave it and zap them into reality. Even in that relationship, what would happen in you if you simply shifted into a more curious state? Where's that coming from? What causes them to do that? What part do I have in this? Like, what am I doing that's actually causing some of this, or provoking some of this, or at a minimum pot stirring this? Yeah, true confessions of the pot stirrers. So get a sense of what it would be like, instead of like a desperate, panicked, to just be, how will this turn out? One of my friends says, now, Martha, don't arrive until you get there. So don't arrive until you get there. So what would it be like to stay in that messy middle, in the not knowing, and to drop it, to surrender to the needing to know, or I must know, I've got to figure this out, and to shift more into a spirit, literally a spirit of wait and see. Or how can I affect this? What would be effective here? What would sane, sensible action be like here? So to stay more inquisitive. And I've been called inquisitive. My family used to say that I could ask enough questions to cause a knot to fall off of a log. So I think it's similar to talking a knot off the log. And I mostly had questions. And it was this desire to need to know. And in some of my early coaching days, one of my first coaches, uses a term like, what is your core beliefs and what are your basic assumptions in your life, something you took on as a small child. So look to see maybe what some of yours were. I found that they're very similar. And mine was this, I don't know. But it couldn't rest in I don't know, because I don't know was not okay back then. So I went through 2 or 3 decades of believing that I don't know was a cross to bear, for lack of a better way of putting it, instead of I don't know is the only reality there is in the whole world. I don't know, and I can't know. And I know when I need to know, and I'll know it when I need to know it, but not a minute before, not a second before. And I cannot have an experience, cause an experience to be my experience that's not my experience to have. So to stay inquisitive, and these I used to go to these workshops and seminars. I still do. And in the years that I would go, the people that knew me would be like, I'm not sitting by her because she will ask you 100 questions while she's here, and I can't bear that amount of questions. So I was blacklisted as the inquisitive one, as this always wanting to find the better way. What's the next greatest iteration of this? And I'm okay with that. And I'm also okay with people saying I can't bear to sit with you because you will ask enough questions to cause a knot to fall off the log. So set your own limits, and to know that I prefer staying a little bit inquisitive, and not to the point that it actually offends people or causes them to want to run or get up out of their seat and go find someplace else, or to avoid me when they see me coming in the room. So I hope it won't get that severe ever with you, my dear colleagues and friends and listeners here, and seekers of truth, and my curious comrades here of curiosity. So think about staying inquisitive instead of I'm the authority. I know how it should go. My children should listen to me. My siblings should listen to me. I know what's best. These are all myths, long-standing myths, 2,000-year-old myths, and we're still under the spell of them. And then it comes across not all that much fun when we're projecting that and emitting that kind of energy of I know, instead of, what do you think? Or what could you do in this situation? Or what have you used in the past that would work? Oh, or what do you see other people do that could be effective for you? How could you apply what you've seen other people do here? So it's much more in the role of a facilitator. And I happen to love this. You can tell, I think, my big smile, because when I think about the favorite things people say about me is that she is a master at questioning. And it's like, yay, I did my job, which is not to be the one with the answers, but to be the one with the questions. And psychologically and otherwise, any question that we can actually entertain keeps us above the line into the cognition part of our brain instead of regressed in the small part of our brain. So if anybody can ask a question or entertain a question that's being asked, they, at least for a second, maybe a nanosecond, they have to access the higher part of the mind, the brain, to formulate the question, to hear the question, and then to formulate an answer, a response to it. Even though it could be snarky or not what we prefer the answer to be, they still had to get unstuck, unregressed enough to actually access a higher mind. So think about this then, of what it would be like to live in a state of curiosity, in a state of, I'm wondering what causes her to use that tone of voice. I'm wondering what her day might have been like that would cause that look on her face. Oh, I'm wondering what it's like to walk in her shoes. I'm wondering what it's like to be out of work. I'm wondering what it's like to be a single mother. I'm wondering what it's like to be facing a divorce or a diagnosis, a disease process. So a state of wondering. And then it leaves me more open to, I can then relate to anybody in any situation. And then even though it's not my experience, I can relate to them based on something I can access in myself that could be similar, when what kind of shape I'm in when certain situations like that happen. And Brene Brown has really, really, really fleshed this out in her work. And the power of being able to meet people there, to not step into fix and rescue and put silver linings around it, you know. And some of us high righteous spiritual types are the first to come in and put some kind of silver lining around everything. And it's often a fake positivity, not a heartfelt positivity. And that silver lining and that fake positivity is just as much a reaction from an anxious response, an anxiety reactivity, than it is from a place in the higher mind that could actually relate and understand and be present to people in the situation with less desire, less patterned response to rescue, fix, intervene, or tell them what to do, give them our sound advice. That's really only for me. The advice I have in the world is really only for me. And the day that I can live out all of my advice, then that's the day to think that anybody else should be able to live from that advice, versus staying in the role of a facilitator, which then can prompt a question to say, what could you do in this situation, or what would support you in this situation, or what would ease this for you if you really do want to be of some support and help, versus just keeping your I know what you ought to do badge flashed. Like, hi, I have the solution for everything. My name is Martha. Versus, you know, I can share my experience and tell you what I've done in similar situations, and I can tell you what I've observed. And if that could be of any help for you, then that's a bonus. So think about then that unquenchable urge in you to know more than you know. It causes you to think and read and try and practice and try again. Think about inventors and all the failures they had to have before they really hit on something, and what it would be like to be that willing for that, to live in a state of curious, like, I don't know what'll work yet. I'm testing it. I'm in a laboratory here. The whole world really is set up as a laboratory. The whole environment is set up as a trial and error. This worked, this didn't, this is too much of that, that's not enough of that, whatever it could be. You know, I used to say, yeah, gravity reports it to me. I carry this shoulder bag around with my computer and some things in it, and my shoulder was under the effects of that. And it's like, okay, if I don't want that effect on my shoulder, then I've got to do something else with that shoulder. I've got to do something different. So what weight would be a suitable weight for the shoulder? So a little too much, then I got a laptop that didn't weigh as much. Same bag, different laptop, no shoulder pain. So curious, like how much weight would be suitable for the shoulder? Like we're trying on a shoe. This shoe didn't fit. This shoe feels fine. This shoe feels really good. And then over time, you notice some of those shoes that we used to love and wear just don't fit anymore. Like the mystery of it, really. So then it's like, okay, I can accept the mystery of it, which is my primary spiritual practice besides inquiry. Is this true? Is what I'm believing true? Can I absolutely know it to be true, what I'm believing and thinking? What's the consequences on me if I continue to believe that? What effect do I fall under? And who would I be if I questioned instead? Who would I be if I didn't believe what I'm thinking? If I could have a thought and not fall under its effects, which is our basic principles of unity. To know and to operate in a state of wonder, God is, and the mystery of that, the bounty of that, the infinity of that, the eternity of that, God is. God is Alpha and Omega, everything in between. I am from that, I am as that, I am with that, I am that I am that I am. So then I think that way, and when I don't think that way, the thinking gets very small and limited and constricted. And there's no state of wonder in that place. There's no state of curiosity. How will this turn out? What could be the benefit of this? What can I learn from this in any situation I'm in? And then I pray that way. I pray knowing affirmatively that this one power and one presence is expressing itself as me, and that whatever's in my experience, that is what is always true. And then, so think it, pray it, and then live it. And this is a great way to put that last principle in place. A state of curiosity, a place of wonder. I wonder. A spirit of questioning, of inquiry. Like, wow, is that really true? Can I absolutely know that to be true? And then the opposite. So I'd be remiss, whatever the word is, to not get in here that my mama would want to put out. Curiosity does not mean nosiness, and this need to know that's just blatant nosiness. So get a sense of even that part of you that loves that. Even we say, oh no, I'm not nosy. Oh no. It's like, yes, we are. I am. You are. Because that other part of our mind that just loves to know. It loves to be the first to know. And it's actually out of integrity with us versus there's no way, it's not my business. And I don't like people nosying in my business. I bet you don't either. So that's the reason not to nosy in somebody else's business, because the more we keep doing that, the more we're perpetuating it in the world. Versus, okay, if I want nosiness to be less in the world, if I want less experiences of nosiness, somebody meddling or sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, then it's like, I've got to be the one to do that. I've got to be the one to do less of that. And then to the degree that I can do less of it, then there's less of it in the world based on quantum thinking and quantum theory. So think about then a state of curiousness and honor your spirit. That part of you that wants to learn, wants to expand and grow, and how naturally that's hardwired in you and in me, and what it would be like to just give it some space. Give it some space. And even maybe to look around in the room you're in and to shift the energy, to shift your mindset, to shift your attitude, even a hint, to even lean toward more of a state of wonder, maybe even awe. The sky, the clouds, the trees, the birds, the bees. Oh, look, and water, fresh water. Oh, and flowers, and look at the colors and how vibrant. A state of wonder, a state of curiosity. I lift you up. I pray and know right here and right now that something in you has been activated, that's been renewed, that's been revitalized, that's been rejuvenated, and in me too, as I serve and as I think again about the power of curiosity and of awe and living in a state of awe. And it's the opposite of a state of ain't it awful. Awe or awful, you decide. Much, much love to you. MarthaCreek.com. All my blessings. Mwah.
Thank you so much, Martha, for that powerful talk. I choose awe. And in honor of choosing awe, here's a wonderful song that I've shared with you before by Peter Mayer. It's called Holy Now. When I was a boy each week, Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heckin' sing right hand me down. But I walk it with a different air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That would be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate hand me down. But I walk it with a different air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now.
Well, thank you, Nathan. Truer words were never spoken. And if you're not sure about everything being holy, plant a carrot seed and a few weeks later, eat a purple carrot with an orange interior and then say that that's not holy. Your music is heartwarming and delightful. And thank you so much, Nathan. And Martha, thank you for that most enlightening and powerful talk. We all need to stay curious, and we don't have to be yellow. We can be blue, green, or purple curious too.